Hello and welcome. Today we'll start in a standing position. So we'll start in our mountain pose or Tadasana, and we'll be focusing on getting focused. I find that working from home, I spend time working on many little things and never find a point of focus, and that can lead to overwhelm for me. So taking a few moments out of the day to get focused, get my mind ready, get my body ready can be really helpful. So let's, like I said, start in a standing position. So have your feet grounded, feel all corners of your feet on the earth, have a slight bend to your knees. Draw your shoulders first up towards your ears and then down and back, and let your palms open up. And let's just take a breath here. Deep breath in and just let it go. Now let's take another one of those deep breaths, but add some movement. So bringing arms up, taking a breath in, exhaling as you draw your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Let's do that one more time. So take a deep breath in, arms up, overhead, inhaling, and then letting the breath go. Bring your hands to your heart and to your sides. So let's come into all fours position. Bringing your hands about shoulder distance apart, your knees about hip distance apart, and let's start some movement just to stretch out your body, get things moving, maybe moving side to side, maybe moving front to back, pivoting, but just feeling out here what's going on. Maybe you have stiffness or sore spots that need attending to. So as you practice today, be especially careful for those spots, not to overdo it. But as you're moving here, begin to pay attention to how your body moves with breath. So maybe breathing in with one movement as you move forward, maybe exhaling, sinking to child's pose. Breathing in as you come up, and same with side to side, exhaling to one side, inhaling to the other side. So you could start some cat-cow movements. So bringing your chin and tailbone up as you breathe in, exhaling, drawing your navel to spine, rainbowing your spine, tucking chin and tailbone as you exhale. And then breathing in, chin and tailbone up. Exhaling, chin towards chest, tailbone in. And then moving with your own breath. So breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Maybe sinking to child's pose, stretching your arms in front of you, resting forehead on the mat. Take a deep breath here and just notice as your rib cage expands against your thighs. And then let it go. Just feel yourself sinking into the earth. So as you take a breath in, come into all fours, and we'll bring our right foot back. So stretch your heel towards the back of the room, and then bring your left hand out in front of you. So feeling length all throughout your body, really tucking your navel into your spine. So you could stay here or lift your leg off the ground. So feeling length and like you're stretching your whole body front to back. So now as we exhale, draw your left elbow and right knee together, and then inhale your arm and leg back to straight. Let's do that 2 more times. So breathing in as you crunch, and out, in, and out. Okay, so place your hands on the ground. Let's do 1 round of cat-cow. So take a breath in And exhale, rainbow your spine. So come back to all fours. So this time, step your left foot back and your right arm up. And you can stay here, just feeling that strength and length in your body. Or you could lift your left leg up and then crunch in, exhaling, knee to elbow, inhaling, arm and leg straight. And do that 2 more times. Breathing in and out, really feeling the strength in your core area. Breathing in and out. So come back to all fours. Take a breath in, bring your chin and tailbone up. Exhale, bring chin towards chest, tuck in your tailbone, and then sink into child's pose. Exhaling completely. Breathing in as you come up to all fours. Curl your toes slightly, lift your knees off the ground, and then bring your hips high and back, but keep your knees quite bent, and just pedal your feet. But again, moving with your breath. So exhaling as one heel comes down, breathing in as both heels are up, exhaling the other heel to the ground, inhaling, heels up. And now bring both heels towards the ground as you bring your hips up, but you can still have your knees bent. Now look to your hands, walk to your feet to your hands and come to halfway lift. Hinge and forward fold, and you can have your knees quite bent. Feel your chest resting on your thighs. Let your neck relax so the crown of your head goes towards the floor. Now press into the ground to rise up, arms up overhead, reaching, extending. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. So take a full deep breath in, reaching, extending. Hinge and fold, tense your fingers, step your right foot back into low lunge. Plant your hands, step your left foot back into downward dog. Breathe in as you come to all fours. Exhale, sink into child's pose. On your breath in, come back to all fours. Then curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands. Take little baby steps up to your hands. Come to halfway lift, so have a really flat back, stretching your neck long. Exhale, hinge and fold, and then press your feet into the ground as you rise up with your arms overhead. Inhaling, and then letting go. Bring your hands to your heart and to your sides. So take another full deep breath in, reaching, extending, and then hinge and fold, tense your fingers, step your left foot back into low lunge, and then step your right foot back into downward dog. Breathe in as you come to all fours, and then exhale, sink into child's pose. Take a breath in, come to all fours, and then curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Let your neck relax, give a yes-no shake. When you're ready to take a breath in, look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands and come to halfway lift. Hinge and forward fold, and then press into the ground to rise up, reaching, extending. Bring your hands to your heart and to your sides. Take another deep, full breath in, and then hinge and fold. Tense your fingers, step your left foot back into low lunge, and then plant your hands, step your right foot back into downward dog. Listen, this time we're going to come into plank pose, so you can be in plank pose or plank on knees if that feels more comfortable. As you're in plank, either way, draw your navel into your spine and feel the strength of your core muscles. And we'll take 2 breaths here, so breathing in and out, in and out. Now everybody, lower knees, plant the tops of your feet on the ground and squeeze your sides with your arms as you lower your belly all the way to the ground. Rest your forehead on the mat. Now bring your chest up as you breathe in, draw shoulder blades back. Exhale down, and let's do that 2 more times. So as you breathe in, lift your chest up, draw your shoulder blades down and back. Exhale down. 1 more time, pressing the tops of your feet into the earth, breathing in and out. On your next breath in, press up into all fours, curl your toes, bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands, come to halfway lift, straight, flat back, hinge and fold, and then press into the earth to rise up, breathing in. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. Another full deep breath in, and then hinge and fold. Tense your fingers, step your left foot back into low lunge. Plant your hands, step your right foot back into downward dog. Pivot forward into plank or plank on knees, and then squeeze your sides with your arms as you lower all the way to your belly. So take a breath here, just staying where you are. And when you're ready to breathe in, bring your chest up, shoulder blades back, press your feet, tops of your feet into the mat. Maybe lift your hands slightly off the mat so all of the work is coming from your upper back. So feeling that sensation in your upper back. Taking a couple breaths here and then lowering down. And let's take a breath here, just resting, just let your back muscles relax. On your next breath in, press into all fours. Curl your toes to bring your hips high and back to downward dog. Look to your hands, walk your feet up to your hands and come to halfway lift. Hinge and fold and press into the ground to rise up. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. So we'll take a freedom breath here, just reaching, extending. Draw your hands down into cactus arms, and we'll just take a breath in, drawing the shoulder blades back. Breath in and breathing out. Bring your hands together. You can see breathing in and out. In and out. And then bring your hands to your sides. So from the front of your mat, we're going to bring your right foot forward, step your left foot back, and ground your left foot into the mat at about a 45-degree angle. So turn your body towards the left, and then open your arms out wide into Warrior Two. So as you're in Warrior Two, really stretch arms from front to back, so feeling a length all across your upper body. Pressing both feet firmly into the ground. Feel like you're hugging your muscles to your bones, so getting that extra support and strength from your muscles. Now gaze out over your right fingertips, and we'll take a breath here. Flip your right palm, reach overhead to reverse warrior, and then exhale as you sink back into Warrior Two. Now bring your left hand on your left hip and right elbow to right knee. From here, draw your left shoulder blade back to open up your chest. So you can stay here, and if you're feeling open here, this is a really nice position. But if you want a little bit more, you could bring your left hand up to the sky. Let's take a breath here. Now press into your right foot as you rise up back to Warrior Two. gazing out over your right fingertips. We'll do one more reverse, so flip your right palm, reaching, stretching, and then sink back to warrior two, and then pivot your toes to the side of your mat. You can start with your hands on your hips. We're gonna have your feet angled outward so your heels will be in. So sink down into a little squat. Place your hands on right above your knees. And we're going to take a breath in, sort of a standing cat-cow. And then as you exhale, roll your spine, draw your chin to chest. Let's do that one more time. So breathing in, chin and chest up, drawing your tailbone down, drawing shoulder blades back, and then exhaling, bringing chin to chest, rainbowing your spine. And then you can draw your arms up, straighten your legs, deep breath in. As you exhale, pivot to the other side of your mat. So your left leg will be forward and your right leg will be back. So into warrior two on the other side. So once again, really hugging the muscles of your legs into the bones, drawing your core tight. Taking a breath, gazing out over your left fingertips. Take a breath in as you flip your left palm up and overhead, reaching, extending, feeling an openness along your left side body. And then coming back to warrior two, feeling that length in your arms, stretching all the way across your upper body. Now bring your right hand to right hip, left elbow to left knees, and then draw your right shoulder blade back to open up your chest area. So you could gaze up at the ceiling, staying here. You could bring your right arm up to the sky, reaching, extending. Taking a breath here and not placing too much weight on this arm, just using more as a light resting. So all of the work is coming from your leg, feeling that strength in your left leg. Take a breath in as you come back up to to warrior two and sink in. And then you can pivot your toes. This time have your toes facing inward. So take a deep breath in. So drawing arms back into star pose. Big stretch. And then hinge and fold at your hips. So you could start placing your hands on your hips as you're folding. And then as you lower down, you could tense your fingers by your feet and let your neck completely relax. You can have a little bend to your knees if you'd like. And from here you can stay still, or you could, if it feels good, you could walk your hands from side to side. Just back and forth, feeling the stretch in your legs. Let your neck relax. And then walk your hands to the left. So your left foot will be in front. Step your right foot back, so a shorter stance than you typically have for warrior two. I have my blocks here. So you could use blocks. We're going to have a straight-ish front leg, and we're going to fold into a pyramid pose. So, like I said, using the blocks works. If you don't have blocks, you can just place your hands on your thighs if it feels like it's too much of a stretch to reach your hands to the ground. So if you do have your hands on your thighs, have a straight flat back, but feel as if you're drawing your leg bone up towards your hip of your left leg. So let your neck relax. And we'll take a couple breaths here. So drawing your belly in towards your spine. And focusing on your breath as you hold the pose. coming into a concentrated state. Take one more breath. Now just step your right foot up, come to halfway lift, hinge and fold, and then press into the ground to rise up, reaching, extending. Bring your hands to your heart and down to your sides. So now we're just going to go to the other side. So step your left foot back, shorter stance than warrior two. We're going to hinge and fold, keeping your front right leg straight-ish, but not locking your knees. So keeping a slight bend to your knee. And feeling that sensation of drawing your leg up, your right leg up into your hip bone. And once you find a good foot position, play around with it. You can let your neck relax and then feel the openness in the back of your glutes and hamstrings. And come to your breath, noticing your inhales and your exhales. Breathing in and out. So step your left foot up and come to a halfway lift. Hinge and fold, and then press into the ground to rise up. Bring your hands to your heart and to your sides. So from here, we'll just come to a seated position, and we'll come into a boat pose. So sitting on both sitting bones evenly. Start with your hands next to your bum, sitting up tall, letting your chest open up, and lift your feet up off the ground. You can start with your shins about parallel to the ground, and you can stay here, or you can bring your arms up, really feeling your belly drawing to your spine, maybe straightening your legs. So we'll take a breath in here, and then exhale, hug your knees into your chest. Take a breath in, opening up. Exhaling in, we'll do that one more time. And once again, you can stay with your hands on the ground. Now lower your feet to the ground and lower all the way to your belly, resting your head on your mat. Keep your knees up. Draw your knees towards your chest, so your thighs will be towards your chest, your hands on your knees, and just roll from side to side. Settling in. And then you can bring your feet down to the mat with your knees up. Now cross your right leg over your left knee. So you can stay here, feeling your back flat against the mat, or you could lift your left leg up and then you could stay here, or you could bring your hands together behind your left leg, so clasping your thigh, the back of your left thigh. And from here, it might feel good to do a couple ankle rolls. Noticing where your mind goes when you feel the sensation of the stretch in the back of your leg. Maybe rocking a little bit from side to side just to give a little bit more of an opening in the hip area. And then you can bring your left foot down and right foot down, and then go to the other side. So cross your left ankle over your right knee. So once again, if this feels like a good position for you, feel free to stay here, or you could lift your right foot off the ground and then bring your hands together behind your right thigh. And then finding a position that feels good for you, maybe stillness at this moment, is what your body needs. Or maybe a little bit of movement with some ankle rolls, maybe a slight move from side to side. But feeling the openness that's coming in your hip area. And just have a feeling of letting go of the tension that may have built up there. So take one more breath here. Bring your feet down so your knees will still be up. So draw your knees up, place your hands on your knees, and we'll just take a couple breaths as you breathe in, letting your arms extend. And then as you exhale, draw your knees in towards your chest. Breathe in, straightening your arms, letting your knees fall away. Exhaling, drawing knees in. And one more breath, letting your knees go away. So now take a full body stretch, stretching arms in one direction, legs in the other. I'm going to give a couple of wrist rolls here, ankle rolls. And then come into your resting position. So that could be Shavasana with your arms out to your side, your legs slightly apart. Maybe it might feel to have your knees, good to have your knees up. So find a position where you can find comfort and ease for the next couple minutes of class. So finding a spot where you can find stillness. So once you've settled in, start to come back to your breath. So noticing your natural breath, not trying to breathe in any particular way, just noticing what your breath is doing now. Breathing in and out. Coming back into your body. Coming back into your breath. There's a big temptation to skip the last part of class, the relaxation and Shavasana part. But I think that's actually one of the most important parts of the class. So coming back to your breath, coming back to your natural state, and letting go for just a couple minutes. So during the practice, we were hugging muscles to bone. Now is the time to completely relax your muscles. So take a body scan. Notice your legs, your knees, your calves and ankles, and let your legs completely relax. And then bring awareness to your arms, your shoulders, your elbow, your forearms and wrists and hands, and allow the muscles of your arms to completely relax. Bring awareness to your back, your upper back, mid back, and low back. Allow the muscles of your back to completely relax, and just feel yourself sinking into your mat. Bring awareness to your face. Let go of the muscles of your jaw and your tongue, and feel your face completely relax. Now there's nothing left to do. Now is your time to simply be. Feel your breath start to deepen, and notice with each breath brings oxygen, but also energy. So as you continue to breathe deeply, notice some movements in your fingers, in your toes, in your arms, and your legs. Take another couple breaths and then roll on to your right side. You could use your right arm as a little pillow. Perhaps you could draw your knees in towards your chest. And take a moment here to thank yourself for practicing today. Thank yourself for taking time for your self-care. And also know that when you take these breaks during your day, that it can actually help you focus more and be more productive. So when you're ready, press yourself up into a seated position. And once you arrive, draw your hands to your heart. And we'll take one last deep, full breath together. So take a full breath in through your nose and let it all go through your mouth. Thank you for practicing today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Namaste.